So this video is meant to be all about trying to open up the discussion about my core life philosophy, which is one that I inherited from my grandfather. I always called him Brumpy, and I think it's a good one, and I've actually expanded on it quite a bit. It's very simple. It is simply that life is family, and this is quite a profound phrase, but when I learned it from Brumpy, it was very simple. I was just realized that I was going to be a father for my oldest son, Aiden, and I was about to be married to my beautiful wife, Elizabeth. And so I was going to him and I was asking for if he had any core life philosophy that he lived his life by. I was actually going to all of the men, all of the fathers and influences in my life, and just seeing if they had any kind of nugget of wisdom, because I was trying to compile all of these things into a Rules for Dads so that I could kind of have a guiding force for my life in the form of a book that I keep on my phone. And this became the first of the rules, and so I wanted to discuss it first. So he said life is family because he lived his entire life in pursuit of bettering his family. He did everything for my grandmother, Ma, for my mom and my Uncle Billy, everything for the 4 grandchildren that he had, myself, my brother Matt, and Taylor and Will, my 2 cousins. And he was actually able to work hard enough and have enough finances to help pay for some of our college funds and send some money down the line. And he had a lake house that was fully paid off that we've all been going to since we grew up. And so he did a great job, I think, at really embodying this whole life as family concept. But I took that home with me, and I made that sort of the foundation of how I would be as a father, is really wake up every single morning and think, what can I do to make life better for my family unit, which was very small at the time. It was just me and my wife, then me, my wife, and my son, and later on my son John, and hopefully we have some more that I can really invest in. And if not, I keep it at that simple 4 base. But it also expands out into investing in your parents, investing in your siblings, investing in your aunts and uncles and cousins, and you can expand your family circle, those under the influence of this rule, really as wide as you want. But most of us keep it within what we consider to be our bloodline. But the truth of this philosophy is so much deeper that it expands into the metaphysical way of looking at life. It expands into a life philosophy and into the core root of a lot of our religions, and those that consider themselves to be spiritual feel this as well through empathy. It is not only that your life is in pursuit of the betterment of your family unit. This is a double-edged phrase here. It is also that all of life, everything around you, from the trees to the wind to the clouds, the birds that sing, the chipmunks in the trees, the deer that you shoot to feed your family, the fish that you catch in the water, everything is interconnected. We're all one big family. We're all kin. This is a little bit more clear when we get into the complex issues of race and human development. A lot of people feel that if you're part of the same race or part of the same culture or come from the same lineage or background, that is your link, that is your extended family. But it goes to all of us, regardless of your beliefs, regardless of your culture, regardless of the color of your skin, which is a ridiculous line of delineation that we've created. Whatever it might be, we're all linked. We're all together. We all come from the same materials. We all come from the star stuff. We're all grown on the same planet. And that connects us to the trees. We know through basic science that we breathe in what the trees and the plants breathe out, and it is a reciprocation process. They breathe in what we breathe out. And so when we start to look at life in this way, and we see that all is kin, all is family, then we can really take this phrase and do something with it. We can start not only waking up every day thinking, how can I better my family unit? But we can go out into the world and look at all the people and all the plants and animals, and we can think, this is my brother, this is my sister, the planet is my mother. How can I care for these people the same way that I would care for my wife or my mother or my father or my children or my brothers and sisters, so forth? And so if we keep this mantra in our mind, and in every decision, everything that we do, we say life is family, then what can we do? We can treat everybody equally, truly. We can follow the golden rule. Treat others the way we want to be treated, because we always want to be treated as if we are family. If I'm welcoming a guest into my home, I want them to feel that they are at home. Not that they are a guest, not that they're merely a visitor, but that my house is theirs as long as they're there. And that I'm there for them as long as they're there. And the thing is that if we all can adopt something like this core philosophy, then we can really start to go about changing the world with some sense. Because one of the things we all have a tendency to do is fake it till we make it. We want to act as if we genuinely care about others, when really we only care about numero uno, care about ourselves, right? We're all seeking that selfishness, which is fine. It's how we're wired. We're meant to be selfish because our ego, which is our surface level scanner of the world, is always thinking, how can I protect myself? How can I safeguard myself against the troubles of the world? But true empathy is not acting empathetic. It is feeling so deep in your bones, in your very blood, and in your heart of hearts that you are rooted and deeply connected to the world around you. You are not just yourself as an isolate. If you are your right hand, you are the sun, because without the sun, without its light, without its warmth, there would be no life on this earth. Without the plants giving out what we breathe, we would not be alive. And if we did not exist, organisms that breathe oxygen, if they did not exist, the trees would not have an opportunity to breathe as well. So this back and forth, this exchange of resources between each other, this movement of energy is the divine grace. This is the good news. That we are all sons and daughters of the same fundamental force. We're all one family. This is it. This is the core of everything. To truly understand it, not just to think it, not just to believe it, because belief is different than faith. Belief is faking it till we make it. But faith is not knowing the source, but feeling that life essence. To say, I am me, but you say I am in the same way. You have that same feeling of I amness as I do. And so in I am, we are one. We are one body and one soul. And we know through science that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only manifest itself in different forms of material and matter. And matter, by the way, coming from the same Sanskrit root as we get Maya, which means the world illusion. And so this material form, the things that we feel and that we can touch, we know those things to be Maya. They are temporary, they are illusory in nature, and just as the reason for these video recordings, they will come and go just as I will. I will become the ground, ashes to ashes and dust to dust. We all know this to be true. But what I am really goes on. For it never manifested as me, really. It was there since the beginning. The Big Bang is still banging as we speak. It is expansion, and the Hindu word Brahman means to expand. This is one of the great words for God. Just as Yahweh means the unspeakable, and Tao means the course of nature, the flow, the way of things, the ultimate verb of life. For all things are moving into each other, just as a family does. And so if we keep this at our core, and we remember the interdependence of all things, which in Sanskrit is pratityat samutpada, then we know that all things arise together, all things dissolve together, and then it comes right back around. So remember the two sides of this. One, live your life in selfless service of your family unit. Your direct circle of influence comes first. Take care of those people. Be a dutiful son, a dutiful daughter, a dutiful husband or wife, and eventually a dutiful father, and all the while a dutiful brother and sister to those around you. Then expand your influence out into your extended family, from there into your city and state, from there out to your country, and beyond into the entire world. Every single person you meet is your family. And furthermore, everybody that you meet is somebody's baby. And so treat them the way that you would want your children to be treated. And from there, we can continue to build a better world that is not based on falsifications and attempts to act with sympathy, but with true empathy from the deepest core of our being. So thank you. I hope to have more thoughts on this in the future, but I wanted to lay down the foundation of my philosophy today before we got into anything else a little bit deeper. So thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon.